YouTube, Matty's8012, Team JMT, coming to you guys with my Recruiter Chaos. A lot of people on Facebook been asking for this deck profile, so I'm going to give it to you guys. However, this is not going to be a regular deck profile. This is the New York Yankee version of this deck profile. So first I'll start off with the captain, Derek Jeter. Followed up by Lou Gehrig and Joe DiMaggio. Those are all my win conditions. And who better to pick as winners than those guys? Next, I have my heavy hitter and Babe Ruth. And then after you take care of all of your heavy hitters, you need guys that are going to be just useful to you. Going to hit for power and still hit for average. So I've got Roger Maris, Mickey Mantle, and Don Mattingly that are going to do that for me. Then you also need really good starters, opening plays. I've got CC Sabathia, Andy Pettitte, and Whitey Ford that are all going to be great opening plays for me. Follow those up with a couple of oldie but goodies. Here is Yogi Berra and Bill Dickey. Very similar cards because they are both wore the number 8. They're both catchers, and they're both Hall of Famers. This is actually the only jersey number that the Yankees have ever retired twice, for Bill Dickey and for Yogi Berra, the jersey number 8. And then my underdogs, my guys that sneak in there for really big hits when you need them, the unexpected heroes. Bucky Dent and Aaron Boone. Two really impressive cards in this deck. Then to round it out, you've got to stop your opponent. And what better way to stop your opponent than dropping a Mariano Rivera on them? Now I want to go into the darks of the deck. You've got to start off with this pair because they work so well together. Billy Martin and Reggie Jackson. They work so well together, as proven in the 77 series. Next, you've got Tino Martinez, who's going to get in there, help you out quite a bit. Never going to give you a lot of power, never going to give you a lot of really big hits. It's going to get in there for you. Then you've got Phil Rizzuto, who's going to get in there and make outs for you. And then you need guys that are going to stick around for a while. So I've got Jorge Posada and Bernie Williams that are going to come in there for me and stick around for a while and give me field presence. Next, you've got to have consistency, so why would you not use a Thurman Munson and a Paul O'Neill? Gives you great consistency because you know they're going to be there and you know what kind of numbers they're going to give you. Next, you got to have your big plays, and who better to count on for your big plays than your general manager, Brian Cashman. Brian Cashman's going to bring in a lot of good guys, even bring them from the other team, and pull them over and give you a really big player when you need him. And now, speaking of Brian Cashman and bringing in other players, what better way to talk about taking players from other teams than to talk about my Roger Clemens, who came over from the Boston Red Sox, Johnny Damon, who also came over from the Boston Red Sox, and Wade Boggs, who all three made their way over from Boston to the winning team, the New York Yankees. Next, what better way to clear the bases than to use Robinson Cano? Just gets in there and just brings everybody home for you. Next, you've got to bring in Alex Rodriguez and Mark Teixeira when you need those really big hits. And then to clear the back rows and to clear the warning tracks, if you would, you've got to have a great outfield. And what better way to start off that outfield than with Curtis Granderson? Then follow him up with Lou Piniella, Ricky Henderson, and Nick Swisher. Really takes care of that warning track for you. Now we're going to head into the traps. And when you need outs, you've got to go with Catfish Hunter and Ron Goodry. What better way to get outs than to bring these guys out there and they just really take care of any of the outs that you'll need at that moment. Next, you need guys that are going to make decisions for you, and what better guys to make decisions for you than Joe Girardi and Joe Torre. I feel like Joe Girardi and Joe Torre take away your opponent's options just because they make the choice easy for you. And then to round it out, you've got to have these guys in a deck. I've got Hank Steinbrenner, Hal Steinbrenner, and of course the boss himself, George Steinbrenner. All right, guys. So there is my New York Yankees edition of my Recruiter Chaos. So I had a random thought right before I made this video. I want to know what y'all's favorite team is. Basketball, baseball, football, I don't care. Whatever your favorite sports team is, and then do a deck profile yourself using players from that team as your cards like I just did with the New York Yankees. So, give me a response video. In fact, I'm going to make a contest out of this. Let's make a contest out of this. Give me a response video. I'm going to pick some guys to help me judge it. Wow, who can help me? Who can help me? They've got to know something about sports. Cody Saylor. Cody Saylor is going to be one of the judges in this thing. So, Cody, you just got drafted to being a judge. And Pope Taylor. Pope Taylor is going to be a judge, too. The three of us are going to look at the response videos from this video. You guys are going to do a deck profile naming each of these cards players from your favorite teams. And then whoever wins, I'll get you some. I'll DT some cards for you. I will DT you some cards. I'll do you like 4 or 5 cards. I'll do you 6. That's 2 play sets. I'll do you 6 cards. There you go, guys. There you go. Contest in the minutes right there. Boom. There you see that happens only on Maddie's Daily 12 because something like that happened. Just go and there's a contest. Yeah. Anyway, do a response video to this. I'm sorry, guys, and check it out. Do a response video, and then we will judge them, and whoever we think does the best response video to this, doing a deck profile, naming all of your cards, players from your favorite team, I'll give you some DT cards, or I'll DT some cards for you. All right, guys, I appreciate it. Subscribe, comment down below, show us how much you love us.